Welcome, everybody, to the Loud and Drunk podcast. I'm producer Dan. We have a fantastic show lined up for you. We're going to dive into the New Jersey liquor license debate and what was 500 pounds of spaghetti doing in the woods. But before we dive into all that, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this podcast. We are on Apple, Google, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcast. Help us out by giving us a 5-star review. We are also on YouTube and Rumble, so be sure to smash that like button, leave us a comment, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channels. We're going to talk about a lot of interesting things in this episode, so we want you to be a part of the conversation. Join us on social media at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Locals. And while you're there, think about maybe giving us some money on Locals so, I don't starve to death. Because
we all got to eat.
Yeah, I've been doing this for free.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. There is a hot button issue going on in the state of New Jersey right now. One of the things that Phil Murphy, when he got reelected, supposedly, one of the things he wanted to do was modernize the liquor license laws. We mentioned this on the show before, one of the past episodes, that it was one liquor license per 3,000 residents.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
So the idea that Phil Murphy has for this is that it's going to, like a 5-year plan to just kind of expand it out until it's not even there anymore.
Yeah.
So everyone can have a liquor license. Now, the opposition to this is that by expanding it out to the point where everyone can get a liquor license, you're going to essentially demonetize the liquor license, because the way that most of these bars work, they have to go into debt to get these liquor licenses. Yeah. And then when they want to retire, they sell them to someone else.
Yes.
And this would effectively remove the ability to sell the liquor licenses.
Yes, it devalues them essentially entirely. Yes.
So what do you guys think about this proposal? Because there's a lot of nuance to this. You can obviously be like, pick and choose from each side. You could be like, well, we kind of want...
I think that those that have liquor licenses already should be grandfathered into some kind of clause where they're not losing out. Because they always had, they paid a lot of money.
$1 million usually.
At the very least.
Oh, at the very least. And
that's a lot of money. And I'm sure they're making, they're fine and all, but at least they should be kind of grandfathered into whatever they're expanding.
I appreciate your point of view on that. It's we have to come from a point, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but this is New Jersey, one of the most corrupt states around. And listen, we own that shit. It is what it is. We deal with it every day. Yeah, we're coming from an era where essentially a lot of people who had money to burn were able to buy up all the liquor licenses pretty much about 30, 40 years ago.
Yep.
To the point where no one could buy, because there was only X amount of liquor licenses.
Exactly. Yeah. You need an expanding population. New Jersey has at best, it's neutral population.
Neutral.
It's
at
not
this point,
expanding
no, 100%.
anymore.
It can't.
So many people move up.
Yeah.
But even those places that, your TGI Fridays or your chains, they don't have a lot of option of moving in anymore because there's no liquor license to be had for...
Yeah, so there's essentially X amount. Is really nuancing this down, but there's X amount. A lot of them are owned by individual people, and basically what would happen is you would have to lease a liquor license from a license holder.
There's renting it.
Yeah, essentially renting it. Because, like I said, 30, 40 years ago, some people who had the means could buy up. I'm buying these 10 liquor licenses in this municipality, which is, listen, if you had the money and the time, I would make that fucking move. Don't get me wrong.
It's a smart fucking move.
Even in retrospect, that's a smart fucking move.
Yeah.
Yes, but we're at the point now. So in Jersey, it's tough. It's liquor licenses got so expensive, and also it became like a monopoly. A lot of people bought up, say 10, 15 liquor licenses. So anybody that came in, you could buy their liquor license at an enormous price.
Yeah.
Or what most bars would do. It's why we don't have a lot of mom and pop bars around in Jersey. Because unless you're old school, been around a long time, you might have got one way back in the day. Otherwise, you're leasing from one of these license holders. And it's tough. It's tough.
Just speaking locally.
Yes.
The only one I could almost think of would be Arrowhead, but is that even Still.
Well, Arrowhead's been around a long time.
Yeah, they
like,
bought that a long time ago.
Yeah.
But like I know they got bought out, but not like
In-
bought out. You know, like
In our general locality, there is, he might not even be alive anymore, but a retired judge who owned,
I know who you're talking about.
yes, quite a few liquor licenses and worked purely pretty much on the leasing end of those things.
we can't say his
Because I can't, it's also that I can't remember, and he's old. But it's been the case. Everybody's known it for a long, maybe not you, Moses. But, I mean, that's just the way it was. You know, it's Jersey. Everything is a fucking trial. You know what I mean? So...
And very
this-
often it's judges at the end of that corruption.
Yes. So
making them
for
trials
the
all the more.
point of Overlord Murphy's proposal to essentially bring liquor licenses, this is one of those things I haven't really fully thought out my position on all the way to the finest point, because I can absolutely see both sides. If coming from a situation we've been running under for so long now here in Jersey, yeah, that's extremely problematic because it kind of null and voids your value of your commodity.
And as a tourist area, like a tourist.
Well, yes, we live in the touristy
there's
part
a lot
of New Jersey, yes.
like we live there,
Yeah.
but like there's a lot of other ones across.
Also-
And if you limit how much, because everybody wants to get drunk when they're on vacation, you know, like when they're celebrating, they
What's
don't want
the point of going on vacation?
Yeah,
I mean, you can do that, I guess, when you're not on vacation,
guess
too.
you can, but
I'm not
like-
on vacation right now.
But you
Very
want
drunk.
it. You can get
Yeah,
a little
drank
bit
half a
more
bottle of
tore
whiskey.
up than you could typically.
I love the way you dance around syllables, Moses. You have such a specific way of speaking.
I'm shy in some syllables. And others I'm not.
But I mean, yes. So it's like, depending on which lens you want to look at this through, make it more available to people who traditionally may not be able to get liquor licenses. And on the other side, you have people that put their money into owning these assets.
Yeah.
So that's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pays. It's cash
100%,
flow. It's a
yeah.
cash paying
At that
dividend.
time, that
yeah.
was an asset that you could purchase with understanding as a business move.
Well, there should be a limit at least to how many more we're adding.
Well,
so
yeah.
it doesn't disenfranchise those that already have them. You know?
Yeah. I think maybe check in with Dan again. Is there a finer point to like? Are they adding licenses or?
It would be essentially an expansion, I guess. So
Okay.
that essentially that everyone could get a liquor license.
Well,
But
not
one thing I
everyone,
wanted to,
but-
I mean, any kind of business that would be in
But-
like a restaurant
but there
or
is
a
a limit
bar.
to-
But the whole point to this is just pretty much a removal of
the
removal
population
of the limit.
stipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The little in
My
between to
comment,
get,
my commentary about it would be that I've been to a lot of places, many in the United States and several elsewhere,
Yeah.
where a liquor license, the right to sell alcohol, is really not very stringent, and you can just basically do it as long as you meet
Yep.
the minimum
Requirements,
criteria
yeah.
to do it responsibly or whatever.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's
most of
considered a drug.
America
Yeah.
is like that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about most. I just know that I've been to a lot of places.
Sure.
Particularly like
Yes.
the places that I've traveled to is other cities in the U.S.
Well, I know they have like those like you can't buy on Sunday, or there's the
Well,
dry
there-
county.
there
as
are-
well, like-
yeah, there's dry towns for
Yep.
sure. Some states have a lot of dry. They have whole dry counties.
Yep.
Some states are mostly dry.
Yep.
In New Jersey, there's a few towns that are dry as like an
Yes.
old
There?
legacy.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely
Pittman,
there are.
Pittman right
exactly
by
right,
Glassboro
yeah.
is a dry,
Yeah, the fuck
dry
that
town.
is.
But the
that
bottom line is that it's in New Jersey. It's still, even in those other towns, by state law, it's limited by population. That 1 per 3,000, and so you end up in a situation where you're trying to strike this balance. And on the one hand, yeah, I would agree with the notion that you should be able to serve liquor or alcohol, whatever, and it not necessarily be something that's reserved for those with $1 million. At the same time, you're absolutely, by opening it up, you don't need to change a damn thing for the people who already exist. The bottom line is that they did pay $1 million.
Yep.
So by opening it up, you're absolutely fucking them over.
Well, that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying like some kind of grandfather clause, for lack of a better
Well,
term,
they
that
could
they get
keep it.
that they're not like getting completely.
Yeah,
fucked
but
from
they're
the
gonna get
deal.
fucked no matter what.
Keeping it's one thing, but the value.
Yeah.
You cannot restore
yeah.
with a grandfather clause. You cannot maintain their value,
value
of
of
their
it.
business
Well,
asset.
hold
and
on.
you won't get any money back.
Hold on, guys, because that's one of the things in
Okay.
terms of the bill. that was being discussed. The bill, apparently, this is according to New Jersey Monitor, governor's liquor license plan lacks legislative support, top Dem says. This is from earlier last month. The bill offers existing license holders tax credits worth between $30,000 and $50,000, depending on sales.
Drop in a bucket.
Yeah. For if something that you spend between $300,000 to $1 million
right.
to get.
Exactly. I spent $1 million and give me a $50,000 tax credit.
Honestly, they should
That's not fair.
give like a tax exempt to whoever has one now, like a
Well, that's kind of what
tax
that
exempt.
is. Yeah, but the bottom line is that you can't. The state's not going to give up the millions of dollars.
No.
And the
They're gonna be
business
making so much
doesn't
more now.
want to.
Like they're trying to make more. Like they get what it's trying to do.
Those
It doesn't-
businesses have a lobby in New Jersey. They have a lobby, and they're going to fight for that. And it's understandable why. You know, I think that every business should be, you shouldn't have to pay for the right to sell something to that degree.
Right.
You know, you always have to pay for the right to do business. Every state, every country charges you just in general to sell stuff. They want to cut.
Yeah.
Everybody's like that. But the $1 million price tag, that's very serious.
Oh,
that's the
incredibly.
upfront just
you-
to be able to do
Yeah.
it.
So you've invested $1 million, and part of that investment is that you're thinking to yourself, no one else is allowed to sell alcohol in this town, in this neighborhood, and whatever, right? So that's part of your investment. Then all of a sudden, the state turns around and says, you know what? Your neighbor can sell alcohol now, but they don't really have to pay the same price for
right.
it. So you're getting fucked, but you know, it's the right thing to do in the sense that why should the other person be fucked because they didn't have $1 million,
kinda
but you
changed
did
my
have $1
mind.
million, and now you're getting fucked out of your $1 million.
Yeah.
That kind of changed my mind on the stance because then it's like, all right, you paid all that, like this fucking $500 a month, well, whatever, you know,
Whatever,
to
sure.
have this, and now those assholes getting it for $200 a month.
Well, that value's gone.
But you get $200 a month. Like, sorry, you didn't. You were here with us, but
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's kind of like getting.
the government does things all the time, you know, be it at the state, municipal,
Right.
federal level.
Any level,
The
yeah.
government does things that absolutely fuck over the last person that they were doing business.
100%.
That's what government.
That's the nature of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's to make
so I mean,
things
it
happen.
wouldn't be unheard of the idea that you got fucked because you entered onto the risk of trusting the government to honor the initial agreement, because obviously when you paid $1 million for a liquor license, then the tacit agreement is that you won't give it to somebody else without charging them the same amount. Now they turn around and they go, you know what? That thing that you just paid us for, we're just going to open it up to whoever.
Yeah.
So you're totally getting fucked. But again, I mean, that's the way that things operate sometimes. Because, I mean, it's business. So there's always risk involved, even when you think that there isn't. And you get fucked because you trusted that the government wouldn't do that. And then sure enough, they turn around. Well, you know what? That was a bad business call.
And that's kind of like the tough thing of the game here in our home state of New Jersey is like no matter what, like what side you fall on. Like, listen, we've had our McGreevy's, we've had our Rodhams, we've had, fucking Christie, King Fupa himself. We've got fucking Chiclet Teeth today. It doesn't matter like what side we are so equally fucked.
Yeah.
Because of just the bullshit and the cronyism that is going on in certain deals. Like, you cannot fix something legitimately without fucking somebody who did something legitimately in their own time.
They all figured out how to play the game of yesterday.
Well, yeah.
And that's its struggle by itself.
Yeah.
So then when they changed the game, obviously the people who learned the rules previously are
Right.
fucked.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And again, that's true at all of the levels.
It is.
Especially in New Jersey, it's very real.
Yeah.
I have an off-topic interjection.
Go ahead, Moses.
Why don't we praise? What was it, McGreevy? Is that the one that came out gay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why don't we praise him more than we praise fucking Fupa?
I'm going to say that no one praises any of our governors.
No.
Most people hate our governor.
We've had a
I hear a lot about fucking Christie, but I don't hear enough about
praise.
Yeah, it's not praise.
I just hear about him. I don't know.
Is it insults?
I try not to
Well,
judge.
all right. What? Oh, you son of a bitch. All right. So yeah, McGreevy came out as gay. Where was what was her name? Rodham something. I can't remember.
Whitman.
Whitman. Yeah.
Oh, wasn't she gay? Isn't she gay?
No.
I don't know.
She was just a tough woman.
She was a top, but there was a lot of
remember her,
cronyism
but-
with her. And when Christie came into power, he was always on the radio because he went on. I can't remember what the local radio stations are. Maybe it was the Rat or fucking whatever.
No, it would have been the
WOBM.
Yeah, the 1017 or something.
Yes,
like that.
yeah. He would do like his weekly talk to the governor fucking nonsense. And people, listen, this is New Jersey. And people pretend to love a fucking straight talking fucking dude. You know what I mean?
Nobody likes
Blah, blah,
anybody
blah.
in this state. That's bullshit.
Well, no.
Everybody hates their neighbor.
No,
and that's how
but
we
yeah.
live.
The lie.
And never forget that.
The lie that everybody says, like, oh, he tells it straight. That's why Christie got in.
He tells it as straight as you fucking tell it,
Right.
which is like with an air
Even
of
if every fucking
something.
syllable that came out of his fucking mouth was a goddamn fucking lie,
Yeah.
people in this fucking state like a person that supposedly tells it as it is.
Yeah, which really just translates to that he's an asshole.
Yeah,
and people
everybody
think
loves
that
an
if you're
asshole,
an
man.
asshole, you must be telling
Yeah.
the truth.
And
Because why would you sound like this
Exactly
otherwise?
right. And ultimately what I'm trying to say is we get what we deserve in this fucking state.
Fuck
That's
yes,
fair.
we do.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go,
And
Moses.
now we got fucking...
Enjoy paying your taxes.
This
camaraderie on the podcast. I guess we're done. Thanks, guys, for listening in every week.
I'm gonna
we'll
strangle
see
you.
Never.
But yeah, it doesn't, like, New Jersey is such a weird fucking state because it's split so almost symmetrically between, like, the Democrats and, like, where we live, we're more in the shore southern area.
We were in that like more conservative Republican
yes,
area.
oh, for
yeah.
sure, for sure. We're...
Different
I
degrees of
definitely
asshole.
wouldn't call it agrarian, but more I would definitely call it redneck.
Yeah. I wish it was agrarian. People might actually like respect things.
Yeah, yeah. We
You're not
we
talking
are
to
the
me.
few that live in the dregs of the holiday space for the people with money.
Yeah.
The in-between.
Yes, we live in the in-between.
We all talk about hard work, but but we don't
none
know
of
what
us
it
do it.
is.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, let's circle back to the topic
please.
at hand.
Here we are.
Let me tell you a little bit about this bill that I've looked into in terms of the license limits.
Oh, thank you.
So, if approved, the bill would loosen New Jersey's license limits by 10% at a time, reducing the threshold to one license per 2,700 residents in 2024,
Okay.
one per 2,430 in 2025, and so on until reaching 1,771 residents in 2028, and then gone altogether as of January 2029.
Oh, really? To like an actual like finality
Gone,
point.
gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just
everybody
like a
can sell.
license for everyone, or nobody? at
Question.
this point?
No.
There's no more.
What's up?
So then how do they distribute them? Does it say that there? Like, in other words, so I get that the population requirement is reduced, but then, like, okay, so there's many available.
Right.
So what's the process?
I would imagine a bidding war.
I guess.
Maybe. We it depends. Like, we don't know the finer details of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
And
all
then
right,
they have this
if-
end fucking payment.
Yeah.
to
well,
renew it.
obviously, there's going to be all right. So step abolishment of the population density type rule. What would then be the requirements?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, my sentiment about it would be is that it's the same thing as selling anything else, you know?
Is it
If
by
you run-
town or is it by county?
Well, the way
Oh,
that
this
it's...
is at a full state municipal level.
But how does
yeah.
it break down? You know, like
Yeah.
is it divided by county or town or
I
population?
thought it was done by municipality.
In all cases, municipalities would maintain the power to grant licenses within their borders.
Okay.
This is
There you
okay.
go. So
Yeah.
some of them are going to make it really costly or not,
Yeah.
unless it's just a
Yeah,
bidding
yeah, yeah.
situation. But I mean, that's kind of the relevant aspect of it because these towns don't want to give up their money either.
Yeah.
That's the big
Oh
thing.
no, 100%. And like, these are big.
Alcohol
These are-
brings a lot of money.
No, 100%.
Oh, yeah, fuck
brings
yeah.
money.
These are what I would absolutely say is you can't forget that these in a state where we've run under the system for a long time now, where these are major assets.
Yeah.
An incredible asset. Where there's been innumerable lawsuits
Oh, yeah.
about these things, deals gone bad, handshake deals.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of money.
and
involved.
it's not
Yeah.
even like because New Jersey is like a lot of people come to vacation, like to the small towns.
I don't know
like
why, though.
Well,
That's a fair point.
It's a better looking place than like
all right,
anybody gives the
so
credit to.
If
Even
you
us,
live in
but,
Brooklyn,
like,
sure.
At least a handful of us. Like we've been to Tokyo several
Yeah.
times. You can see what it is when pretty much anybody can open up with a bar.
Yeah. Bars all over there.
Well, yeah,
If you have a space, you can open up a bar.
yeah. It doesn't make too much of a difference if everybody else is doing
Right.
it. you
But
know?
that's like
They're
goes
kinda
back to like
even.
the Edo period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it'll even things out here. Like it'll eventually even out. Where like
the thing
everybody
is,
has a
the
bar.
transfer of when you have a long established system. Listen, in a perfect world, I'm not for that system. I want everybody to be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Oh, yeah.
But like that's not where we're coming from, and
Yeah.
the world ain't fucking perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. People get fucked over because
Yeah.
they bought into the old system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at that point, like I could go to fucking 7-Eleven in New York and get a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but I can't do that here.
Right.
Like it's fucking. What are we doing?
It's New Jersey. You
It's-
can't
yeah,
pump your own
it's-
gas.
what are we doing?
Technically.
It's entrenched.
I'm fine with that. Like I don't give a shit. But
Oh, you
like,
boozy bitch.
I'm more about like I wish I could just fucking go get a beer and like go through a drive-through like Buchanan.
Shut up
used to
for a
be.
second. God wants to.
So, Pete, just wanted to let you know this is what I saw in this article. The bill makes no allowance for small towns, including those with fewer than 3,000 people. That would see limited impact from the looser limits before 2029. Johnson said the bill may be amended to immediately grant small towns additional licenses. And then another part here. According to the census data, 115 New Jersey municipalities have populations smaller than 3,000 residents. Of those,
Which is insane.
68 municipalities have fewer than 1,771 residents, and barring population increases, would see no changes to their liquor license limits until the limits are phased out entirely in
Right.
2029.
Right.
A lot of those towns are
all
small.
right. So basically, for me, if I can like split my point on this as best as how I feel about it, is like ultimately for me, I like kind of like the mom and pop bars. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I always
Yeah.
love that shit. I love the like the hole in the wall bars and shit.
No
like
one
that.
wants to drink it Fridays. You drink it Fridays
Oh,
because
no,
you have
no,
to,
no.
or because you're sad.
And listen, if you're one of those people,
Kill yourself.
take a deep breath.
Oh.
I mean, that's an option.
Cocktails and dreams.
But take a deep breath and really think about what your goals in life are.
Yeah, it's choices.
You
and
can
some
do
of them are
better.
bad.
You can do better.
Even the worst person
Yeah.
deserves better. I wouldn't make Hitler drink it a Fridays.
I would say, though, as somebody
Yes.
who every once in a while takes advantage of the free shit at Applebee's
Oh, well,
on a specific day in November.
situation
You're a real piece of
is-
shit, Dan.
Is niche.
You know
and
what?
you
We don't need a
deserve it,
producer.
But
So the one time where the beers were free at Applebee's, I did take advantage
Oh
of it.
my god! Like you, God damn you!
and God bless you. God bless you. You also got us like $300 off a bill at fucking Fogo in New York.
right, yeah.
once.
I want to say stop
Thank you
being
for your
poor, but
service,
you're
Dan.
richer than I,
Oh
so
my
I don't
God.
know what I'm supposed to do now. God damn you!
But like this is a split issue for me because like I want that. I want like freedom of choice and freedom to do what you want ultimately. But like
Some people.
we're coming from a situation where people are going to get screwed on their investments.
Yeah, 100%. That's the way that it goes. It should be opened up. The people who already paid for it, they're going to get fucked over.
Yeah.
And what do you really say about that?
Yeah.
The government fucks
well, how
you
does
over.
it
Again,
work? How does it work in other states that don't have as ridiculous?
they didn't grandfather. I mean, I don't know
Well,
anything
no, they're
about
not
Well,
the grandfather.
there's a
Like,
lot of
how
other
does it
states.
work? Like any of the states, I guess nearby. Like how do they do it? Like
Well,
how do they
Pennsylvania
evolve it?
has like
Yes.
stores for liquor,
Yes.
which is obnoxious as shit.
Pennsylvania, like, I remember the first time I went to New York State on, like, a ski trip up by, like, Gore. You know, like Lake Placid area. Not Lake Placid, whatever. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Upstate New York.
I assume they were talking about the
you can get beer pretty much anywhere. But if you want liquor, you have to go to the liquor
To
store.
a state store, yeah.
Yes. And, like, I remember even, like, there was a difference between, like, the liquor store and where you could get wine and shit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't get
You
that
know.
at the beer store.
Well, I mean,
Wine?
like, there's 50 states, and every state's laws
Yeah.
are
Long as
different.
where you were
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
Yeah.
Upper New York.
At that particular time in 2011 or whatever the fuck it was, we went into a liquor store, and all they had was liquor.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way that it goes. As
Yeah.
far as this state goes, I will say that it is nice that you can get all of the things at one spot.
No,
'Cause I'm not a beer drinker, so.
It is, yeah.
That's nice.
We
Like,
have our own, we are a state of cronyism, and we are always facing the wave of the people that died out,
Yeah.
a term or two before us.
I mean, the bottom line about it is that the state steps in to regulate these things, but the reality of it is that this is a country where your average person
Yep.
and the government takes this viewpoint of that drugs are bad.
Yep.
You
Drugs
shouldn't
are
do
bad.
drugs. You should basically like be going to church, doing this, that, or the other. But you know what drug is okay some of the time is alcohol.
Yeah, always.
One of the most dangerous of the drugs, right?
95% of the time.
So it's okay to get wasted, but you can't go and get the same alcohol from the same store. Right? That's just a judgment that the government has made to regulate people's addiction.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, drugs are bad, and if anybody wants to drop their drugs off, shoot us a hit.
Hit us up on Twitter at Loud and Drunk.
And subscribe. Be like, yo, I got these drugs to drop off, and we will bring it to the nearest local
kind of drugs,
proper
though?
receptacle.
Just like any kind of drugs?
All of them, yeah.
He's really chewing up those syllables.
He really is, yeah. I don't need the opiates, but I mean, if people have stimulants or like spare bottles that they're trying to take away from their
We're
abusive acts
returning
or
it
something.
to the proper sources, the police, who put it out there first.
Or we're not actually doing that though, right? What do they do?
Shut up.
What do you have up your butt right now?
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
Probably just a dildo. I can't imagine anything else.
The standard.
God damn, yeah.
The
It
standard.
looks like it. He's sitting pretty stiff.
Old Henry.
It's a third. I'm working on my posture.
yeah. It's not working.
You have been sitting up much straighter these past
Still got a
couple
heavy
trying.
lane. You need a bigger
trying.
dildo, brother.
Yeah, maybe. I'm.
And I
doing
thought that was
Kegels.
I thought that was his phone vibrating this whole time.
No.
Like, wow, you're popular. Now I understand.
It was my heart.
I thought it was Parkinson's the whole time.
I also think sometimes my movements are Parkinson's. Like,
yeah.
So, guys, I want to read something to you, and then I
Please.
want to go
That's fair.
individually
Oh, yeah.
and get your individual thoughts on this. So, the last part of this article is about brewers and distillers and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, this is a big part of
So-
this. Yeah.
Milwaukee Brewers.
Stop.
Not the Milwaukee Brewers. The proposal would lift a spate of restrictions on the Division of Alcohol Beverage Control imposed on breweries last July.
Yes.
Those rules cap the number of events brewers could hold at 25 per year and barred them from offering meals on site, though they were allowed to provide token food items like crackers and pretzels.
Yeah.
Those prohibitions also barred coordination with food trucks and prevented brewers from offering customers takeout options from nearby restaurants.
Yeah.
So you can't get your dumplings at those brewers, Moses.
Yeah.
No, I've faced this dilemma at a brewery. They didn't have
No,
any university.
just stamp it down until he's done talking.
The bill would also eliminate a requirement that brewers and distilleries give their customers full tours before selling alcoholic beverages for taproom consumption.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, because the other ones is like that's limits their growth and all that stuff. So,
Moses, please go because
Moses.
I'm boiling over.
Didn't they already do half of that already? Like, because you can't get in New Jersey, at least, you can't go to a brewery and get food now.
That's what he's doing.
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
exactly
though.
what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Like,
All right, Moses, we'll go back to you, Justin.
So yeah, the local like smaller breweries in the state have like really been kind of fucked by that thing that happened last year. So they can't offer their own food. Also, a lot of them, I guess it was depending on size or whatever, but you would have to offer a tour of the brewery, which is a whole fucking to-do, before you were able to like either purchase either like packaged goods or stuff, over the counter.
Just, like, lie about, like, be like, you want to go or no? And like, because I feel like most
They
patrons would
can
be
unless
like,
they get caught.
Yeah, man, there
what
are.
if the patron is like, I don't want a tour.
Listen, these are businesses that want to survive and grow, and if they can't be doing that
In an
because-
overly regulated state.
yes,
And ABC does send in
Oh.
undercover people. That's
Yeah.
a thing. They
Yeah.
absolutely send those people
I
into
know.
bars, and you can get caught. You
I have a
didn't
fun
realize.
story.
look at the
I don't-
ridiculous situations for a number of bars we know locally that have to do the dumbest shit ever,
Exactly.
because of ABC infringements.
Exactly.
Now, for upcoming things, I feel like anything that becomes new in this state, like brewing and even newer distilling, you are just getting kicked in the nuts
Why would you even bother? Because of it, like it's just
because
seems
you
like a
find
whole-
something you want to do.
Yeah.
Eh,
And then the state steps in and crushes your dreams.
And that's like New Jersey is just so good at that. And I give a lot of, I really do give a lot of credit. I'm not the biggest beer drinker, but I give them a lot of credit for trying to navigate the laws in this fucking state when they change so frequently. And you're just like, so semi-locally, like Icarus has had all the problems in the fucking world.
we should put a pin in this because we're gonna be on location soon.
You
At a
shut
beer
your
fest.
whore mouth.
And we could get
It's not
Icarus-
finalized, Moses. Stop blowing up our scene.
We could get Icarus there.
Shut your whore mouth. It might happen. It might not.
I agree, Moses. You do have the mouth of a whore.
But
Pretty.
oh, this is gonna be the episode. But yeah, it's an uphill fight constantly in this state, and like I love that shit. Even though like I'm not the biggest beer drinker, but like I love a sour, and if you're gonna put a sour my way, I'll fucking drink that shit. So we got close to us like Icarus. There's one in Bayhead whose name I can never remember, but my significant other likes. But it's like anytime they make a move to do something, they're like hung up by some bullshit law. And the shit that happened last year, because a lot of these places had events to bring in, you know, people to come in. They would have bands and stuff like that, like any bar would.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like all the legislation that happened was just there to fuck them.
Yeah, yeah. And see, that's why I would actually offer the praise to the other end of it. I offer the praise to the government of New Jersey for being so efficient at squeezing every last penny out until you're dead and dying next to the curb
gross.
in the street. And there's just nothing left for you. But even still, there's like a leaving town tax.
There is. God forbid you leave the state.
Yeah. They're good at that shit.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. No, and like I said, it doesn't matter who's in charge. Who's the guy that took the helicopter after McGreevy?
Oh.
He got in an accident on the parkway.
That was fucking Corzine.
Corzine, yeah.
He
yeah.
did that with a
Yeah.
helicopter.
Well, I mean, he was the first to break into illegally using, well, quote unquote. They did whatever he fucking said, but he like took a helicopter to something.
He took a helicopter or something, then he landed, then he was like getting raced down the parkway
yeah.
in some fucking whatever, like his fancy fucking governor car, whatever the fuck that means.
Like, what the
And
fuck
then they
are
got
y'all-
into an
you're not doing
accident and he
anything
wasn't
else.
wearing a seatbelt after he absolutely passed a law
Right,
that
right.
resulted in thousands of New Jerseyans
do you remember the
getting
era?
tickets for that.
The
Yeah.
era of the seatbelt check in this fucking state?
You
my God,
got
it's
it. You
absurd.
got it.
God forbid you passed a vacant parking lot. You were getting pulled over
Exactly,
by fucking...
yeah.
Didn't
Total
matter what
bullshit.
town you
Yeah.
were in.
Yeah.
Safety
It's a
first.
do as I say, not as I do.
100%.
If you're wealthy enough in this state, and honestly, if you're wealthy enough anywhere, then you don't have to abide by the laws. And it only came to the forefront because Corzine was the guy preaching about it. Because he had the money, he didn't have to do it himself. But then, of course, he fucking broke his arm getting into a car accident or some bullshit like that because he wasn't doing the thing that he preached about.
And people wonder why we're so, like, grading from New Jersey. It's because we're constantly being fucked in the ass, and it makes us better than you always.
Exactly. It's called being jaded.
Yep. We're jaded by our abuse.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
now you just can't live up to that.
I'm just
sorry.
glad that we don't have the Stockholm syndrome that some states have.
Oh, yeah.
You know? No, we actually hate our government. We're very upset
We're
about this
very
and all
self-aware
that.
about
Oh, yeah.
how fucked
It's
up
terrible.
we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but what do? You know, you got these various different governors, and one
Yeah.
of them is morbidly obese. Another one
King
is
Fupa.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, honestly, the best one was the gay guy, McGreevy. Or whatever his
McGreevy,
fucking
yeah.
name was. Yeah, he was fantastic. If he could have just stayed in power, but that's just it.
He could probably get it again.
The reason that he was such a great governor, though, is that he legitimately, like that myth that people tell about Washington, he really didn't want to be governor. He was happy to be
didn't.
vice governor.
He
You know,
just wanted
and
to
then all of a
leave.
sudden he got thrown into it, and he's like, "Oh shit!
Oh, fuck.
Like if you gave me all of this responsibility, I guess I'm just gonna try and do a good job until I'm out."
You gotta fake it till
and
you
that
make
worked
it.
out well. You know?
He never got to, give what he wanted to the people, which was glory holes for all.
Honestly, I'd be fine, Dan. If you're gonna offer me a free glory hole and it's at a convenient distance to me, I don't have to drive back
New
to
Jersey
Jersey
would
or
be
something,
better with,
I'm not gonna say no to it.
What
I'm not saying I'm going, but I mean it's on my radar. I'm gonna see how I feel at about 6 p.m. You know?
What is the license fee to get a glory hole in New Jersey?
But the license fee.
It's too much.
hey,
We need to open it up
Is
to
that not
everybody.
regulated?
It's a few judges who own
It
all
is-
of them.
Yeah, it's very hard to open a sloppy toppy cafe these days.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you, I wish we had more of them around here. But they're few and far between. That's just how it goes. I'm going into my shed. I cut a hole in there. and-
Christina,
Oh,
baby,
is
I'm
that one
sorry.
of them?
Yeah, yeah. Now, I got a hole in there, and there's honestly, like, some nights it's just a lot of gnawing, and I wait it out. But,
That
you know.
raccoon is adorable.
The raccoon is adorable, but the things that I'm looking for out of that glory hole, they're not there.
Well,
It's
tell
mostly
that
teeth.
to the raccoon.
It's
That way
mostly
he
teeth.
knows not to waste his time.
Oh.
He is wasting his time. Also, I don't know why I'm agreeing that it's a he, because the whole time I thought it was a female
All right, we're
raccoon.
getting a little weirdly niche on this conversation. Let's bring it back in.
You didn't argue one bit. I just figured it was a guy.
You're both sons of bitches.
That's fair.
But, I mean, listen, this is New Jersey. It's fucking crazy.
You're
We're
right.
ping pong between shitty Democrats and shitty Republicans.
Yep.
And that's just the way it fucking is.
That's the way it
We
goes.
learn to exist, and you know what we learn? You drink, you have a good time with the people that you love and trust, and that's all that fucking matters.
As long as we can drink, then I feel like you can survive in this state. Without that, what would we have?
Could you imagine being sober in this state?
No.
No. Can you
No,
give
I
me
can't.
the
I can't imagine
cigarettes?
being sober anywhere.
I can't imagine
This is why I
being
could
sober
never
in
live
this
in
room.
like a Utah or something along those lines.
No,
Johnny,
they
what
get
do you
down
do?
to much dirtier shit. They're just
Oh
weirder
yeah,
about
I mean,
it.
I'm not trying to like bang like 12 kids or whatever they do out there.
Wives, not kids. Come on. Can we
That's
have one
the
episode where we don't talk about
RLDS.
that?
Dan,
Come
I'm gonna-
on,
I'm
let's
gonna
get it
stand
straight.
by- I'm
They
gonna-
live on the fringes.
It sounds like you're splitting hairs.
Yeah. I don't know what they're banging out there, but I know it's not right.
You're
and
just fucking weird.
I've
and
seen
don't go
SLC
there.
Punk, and that's all
Yeah.
that I need to see to know what Utah
An education in
is.
spades.
100 ways. Yeah.
The only Utah I like is Keanu Reeves.
Wow.
Johnny Utah.
That's
Wow.
a subtle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Give me
I
two.
stand by my word.
No, we know
you?
that.
Well, since we brought up that classic line,
Yeah.
2 meatball sandwiches,
Yeah.
we're going to shift from beer to 500 pounds of spaghetti
Yeah.
that is just dumped in the woods near, what was it, Old Bridge?
I think it was around Old
Close
Bridge,
to that,
like right next to a stream in a park.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, spa day.
500 pounds.
What does that
500
look
pounds.
like is, I guess, my first question.
I would
Ridiculous.
say like
Ridiculous.
10 wheelbarrows.
That's a lot.
I think they said 5 or 10. Like
That's a lot.
They were trying to estimate it. I never grasped the reality of I still don't of what that much
Well,
spaghetti
Moses-
looks like.
Moses, you're the only like proper Italian here. So, you're the one who I'm looking to is it 10 wheelbarrows? Is that right?
It doesn't seem wrong because it's a lot of
I
spaghetti.
assume that you've eaten like 500 pounds of
Well, yeah, that's what you do on a Sunday.
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That is,
All right.
that is true.
I'll give a little piece of personal insight from a long time ago. Before I had my current job, I used to work in an Italian restaurant and a very popular reservation only Italian and French restaurant. And we would cook for a night service, I guess about 20 pounds of pasta.
So much.
For a full night service,
you're only
say we'll
given-
do, it would be 150 settings.
Oh, that yeah. So, and what was that? 20 pounds?
20 pounds, yeah.
So 500 pounds. So you're talking about what is that? 25 of that?
Yeah.
Essentially.
It's
So what is
almost
it?
a
25
garnish.
times 150?
Yeah.
I'm bad at math, but
So, but
It's honestly, it's
It's
like
like-
garnish.
it's like
when I
with
looked
garnish.
at this, that is the metric that I attacked this
Yeah.
from, and I'm just like, who cooks
yeah.
500 pounds? Because it was cooked pasta.
It's like
cooked?
3,700
It was cooked.
people
It was
that you
cooked.
could feed.
Because
Go.
I read things that it was
no.
like Chef Boyardee.
Well,
like it
no,
was
I've
just
seen the
like
pictures.
canned
Hold on,
pasta.
Moses. I can read this from the
Please.
Daily Mail.
Please.
This is why I hate journalism so much, because there are always hokey headlines.
Oh,
but
that's
I'm
going to be one of the dumbest
yeah,
things we ever
yeah.
heard, and that's not on you, Dan.
Holy macaroni!
Oh,
I am already
Oh,
upset.
I'm committing
so
super
sorry,
coup.
Dan,
I'm committing super
but I'm
coup.
already upset. Go ahead.
How do I subscribe to this guy?
The Daily Mail? You pay them. You pay them money.
You had to pay them. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That's good stuff.
Mystery as 500 pounds of massive mounds of cooked spaghetti, ziti,
my
and
God.
elbow macaroni are found dumped. I don't know why they said next to New Jersey,
Am I-
because Old Bridge is in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that heard coked spaghetti?
Did I say coked?
I heard coked. I don't know if you said it or not.
Your mind is wandering.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump right into the article here.
It's a lot of spaghetti for that.
A New Jersey town has an unusual mystery on their hands after 500 pounds of cooked spaghetti, Moses, ziti, and elbow
Oh
macaroni.
shit, we had a plethora of
Yeah.
variety.
Yeah, were found dumped along a stream. The bizarre pollution, which is a fun way of saying that,
Yeah.
was discovered last month when a resident taking a stroll
Who is the fucking narc there?
Going out there to do blow and bang a hooker.
Yeah, I got like teenagers on your lawn, whatever.
This
But like, who's
spaghetti is really fucking with my mood.
taking a stroll along the wooded area near their home in Old Bridge Township,
Okay, yeah,
spotted
yeah,
the peculiar piles of pasta.
Yeah.
The resident initially contacted their township to report the dump.
Wow.
Then contacted local advocate Nina. I am not pronouncing your last name.
No,
'cause
no, it's fine.
it's
An
dumb.
advocate.
Yeah. Who previously ran for city council in the 6th Ward. The advocate said the resident thought it was hay at first, but when they got closer, saw it was tons of cooked pasta.
hey girl?
Typical metropolitan New Jerseyan.
She followed up with her own email to the township,
Oh, Jesus Christ, this lady's all over this shit.
Nice.
but when she also did not hear back, she took the matter into her own hands
Oh, no.
and went to the site to take pictures. She posted
Not on my watch.
God damn, who gives a shit?
she posted the mountains of carbohydrates
Oh!
because we need a thesaurus to be a journalist.
Yeah.
On her public Facebook page for locals to eat up. God damn it, this is why I hate journalism.
Oh!
I got a lot to say.
Within hours, Public Works cleaned up the
Oh, thank God.
the needless noodles, but the culprit and their motive were still unknown.
Oh,
I love the alliteration.
oh, this hurts so much.
All of
Oh, it hurts.
I like that alliteration.
And this
man.
next
Needless
this
noodles?
next quote,
That's a bad
Moses,
name.
Please.
this next quote, Moses, is answering your question of, you might say, who cares about pasta? But pasta has a pH level that will impact the water
Oh,
stream.
fuck you.
Suck a dick, Moses.
Fuck you.
You fat fucks give a shit about that?
You're the only Italian here. You should be embracing this.
No, they're saying our food is.
I will say that if you inject
loves
spaghetti
noodles.
directly into the water stream, I will drink that fucking water.
I probably would. Too.
This is a man who
You
knows
just
his noodle.
inject it right into our veins.
Yeah.
The water stream is important to clean up because it feeds into the town's water supply. It was one of the fastest cleanups I've ever seen.
Wow.
Take
Wow.
that, Flint, Michigan.
Oh, man. That's rough. That's rough.
Funny. That's funny.
It is funny. Don't sell yourself too much, though.
This advocate praised Public Works Directory Casey Lenning for their response, but took the opportunity to note that the public cleanup issues plaguing the area, which she said has become an eyesore and a dumping area where garbage is thrown.
Wow.
We're just at the sand pit in Parks and Rec, right?
That's essentially.
They're all going to be friends sooner or later.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I probably, if like the pasta was still like pretty fresh, I would have like taken a handful out of it. Why not? That's free carbs.
Listen, if it's cold and it's just close to pasta salad. You
Exactly.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine
Pasta
by me.
is pasta.
Pasta's
Pasta's pasta.
Spoken like a
It's-
true
well,
white
like,
tie.
like I said, I'm coming from a very niche place, but like 500
That's a
pounds.
lot.
That's a lot of fucking
That's a lot.
pasta.
I mean,
You need more than one person to
This is
do
what-
that in a night.
This is my question about that. How'd they get it there?
that. Yeah.
So you're
That
like
is
right-
the ultimate question.
You're right up against the riverbed.
Yeah.
So like, what? It was in the back of a pickup truck.
I have to
Right.
imagine
It was-
that's how.
Just
it
so
was.
like,
yeah,
yeah.
like, and what? You like booted it out? Like what? How did you do it?
You go.
if
and
I
then
would
you
have to
stop.
run my fantasy, so like the way I see this, it has to be somebody from cooking that has the capability to cook a fuck ton of pasta. Restaurant, big restaurant.
Yeah.
Or something that feeds a lot of people.
Yeah.
500 pounds is a lot. So you got to have like,
Yeah.
if you've ever worked in the restaurant industry, like a full size Cambro will hold like 5 pounds of pasta.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, okay, so
You're working with a lot of
10,
products.
Yeah.
Times 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
So you need like a dump truck. Or
Yeah.
like a,
Yeah.
You just like backed
That's
it
how
up
you
to
do
the
it
river.
Can you? I mean, you could probably. I mean, logistically, if you're, oh Jesus Christ, I never thought I'd have this argument in my head. But like, say if you had like a full-size, heavy-duty pickup truck, you could probably fit 10 full-size Cambros in the bed, each holding 5, so 50 pounds a layer.
And what is it? It's like a couple of Mexicans in
10
the back. And you're
layers.
just like, they're like push brooming this pasta out.
Yeah,
It seems insane.
compounding on the cost
And to
of how
have
to
that
get this
as
done.
waste pasta?
Yeah.
A cooked
Yeah,
waste
why do you have so much
pasta?
pasta?
Honestly, I would have just
Like,
eaten
why
it.
would you cook that much pasta?
They thought, I guess
At
they-
one time,
yeah.
like, what was it, 500 pounds of pasta?
So
500 pounds pasta?
what's
was
in the
the-
there that could produce that much food?
Why
Is there a
would you-
stadium in the area?
Is there a reason to...
What is their
like,
spaghetti policy?
Yeah, what is your spaghetti policy?
Spa day, motherfucker.
It's just so much pasta.
It seems ridiculous, and also, like, I mean, not for nothing. Can you donate that? I guess it's already
Well,
cut.
I'll
so.
fully tell you. So when I worked in the restaurant industry, we would pre-cook pasta. Listen, if you're going to a restaurant, there's no way they're spending like 9 to 11 minutes on a plate for individually
It takes at
boiling
least 10 minutes
boiling
for the
pasta.
pasta.
It doesn't work that way. Get it through your fucking heads. So we bulk boil pasta. It's like you parboil it. So essentially, it's at a point
It's
where
gotta be finished.
you parse it into rations, servings, and then when somebody orders a pasta dish, you drop it into a quick thing in boiling water in a bain-marie for about a minute because it's 99% cooked, and that's just the way restaurants operate because they cannot operate in a way where you're individually cooking pasta for each individual
Nobody-
dish.
You don't do it
Nobody's-
I don't care if it's a 5-star fucking 3-star Michelin fucking whatever. If you're getting
Still
a
done in bulk.
pasta dish, that pasta was cooked 5 days ago. I'm sorry.
It might
That's just
be
the way
like
it fucking
real
works.
pasta, not like a
Oh,
pre-made
all right.
pasta.
So if you're hand making pasta, then it only has to cook for 3 minutes. But you still gotta fucking store that shit. This shit didn't look like fucking pre-made pasta. It looked like fucking spaghetti.
Proper pasta.
Yeah, proper dry pasta.
It's a thing.
But it's like, it's so crazy because it's just so much. And like I said, I've never worked at a big fucking restaurant, but I worked at a restaurant that served 150 plates a night.
500 pounds is insane. You figure that
that's
if
a
all,
lot of fucking...
if
like,
all that you were eating for your dish,
Yeah.
if all that you were eating was pasta,
Yeah.
what are you eating, a half a pound of food?
Yeah.
It's a
And if you
thousand.
already-
Oh, you are a champion
Yeah.
if you're eating a...
Yeah, a half a pound of pasta. That's
Oh
a
my
lot.
God.
Yeah.
if you already have 500 pounds of pasta, like, you must know how to get rid of it because this can't be a... Like, you don't happen upon... Like, why would you even, like...
Well, I
keep
don't
that
think
venture?
anybody happened upon it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know already what you're getting into.
It's just so funny that
Like-
it was dumped, like, along a trail,
like,
along
what
a river.
happened in that regular thing? That regular fucking day-to-day? What
It
went
just
wrong?
seems to me somebody got really fucking high
Yeah.
and orchestrated 500 pounds of pasta being
Yeah.
fucking
It
boiled
was like
up.
Giuseppe said to Jose,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
rid of this fucking pasta.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they like dumped it from a
Yeah.
front end loader into the back of his truck. And then he just like left it by a river because he didn't know what else to do.
But wasn't the end all? Wasn't it some guy whose mother was a hoarder? And isn't that what, fucking?
Oh, do you know more than I?
I thought I read that of the spaghetti incident.
The spaghetti?
The spagats. Yeah, I can get stupid.
All right, listen. Not knowing anything and not being checked on it. So this guy had a mother who's a hoarder.
Yeah.
And she had all this pasta, this spaghetti laying
Sounds
around.
nice, yeah.
500 pounds. Well, actually,
a lot.
probably more like 250 pounds unboiled. But now 500 pounds of boiled spaghetti.
That
I
water
don't. I can't. I know exactly what you're doing. I really don't have any. Like, I know it sounds outrageous, but I
Dan,
think I'm
Our Lord and
At least-
Savior has something to say.
at least halfway right.
So we were taking guesses of how many wheelbarrows it would take
Yeah.
to bring in, or at least take out that much spaghetti. Were we not? What were our guesses?
I think I said something like 10 arbitrarily. Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Okay.
I don't,
Moses.
I was
know.
high. I was high.
Okay.
Oh, just say a number.
No, like I was high. Like I think I said 100.
oh.
Like,
Well, we know you're
number.
high. Sorry, that's
my
what
God.
confused me.
I thought that's what are we doing here?
So,
Guess a number of
All right, I'll
wheelbarrows.
take another edible.
All right.
so according to New Jersey 101.5, it was 15 wheelbarrows
Jesus.
of uncooked pasta were cleaned up along an old bridge system.
Imagine that.
I've
they have
only ever used a wheelbarrow to transfer stone.
Yeah.
So that's a
I feel
weird.
I'll be honest, because I visualized it, which
Yeah.
maybe was a mistake, but I'm just visualizing dumping a wheelbarrow filled with spaghetti.
Yeah.
And I feel like by like the fifth or sixth one, it begins to become like a nauseous thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just like so, yeah.
Because of the
It's
sound
so
or just
much
'cause of
spaghetti.
too much tuna.
Too much tuna. That's
What
I'm
is your
saying.
spaghetti policy?
Oh, yeah, fucking A.
Oh, that's a fair question.
The fact that there was ziti, though, and elbows.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
so
like
the
that
elbows
in
and
that-
ziti
That's
kind of
fair.
fucked me up a
Yeah,
little
what
bit.
kind of pasta are we talking?
Well, it
'Cause
was a mix.
Yeah.
that's
The
fair,
pictures
but,
I
like,
saw were straight up spaghetti. So
So I want you guys to share some of my pain in seeing some of
Yes.
these headlines. This is from Pix11, so I'm definitely shaming you for these headlines. Who dumped 500 pounds of pasta in New Jersey? The possibilities are endless.
fuck you.
lazy, but I don't have anything better yet.
From the same New Jersey 101.5 article that I read from, Spaghetti, who dumped 500 pounds of pasta in New Jersey woods?
I'm
Nah,
sorry.
the first guy's got it.
Oh.
Dan, I
guy's
want
got
you
it
to
right
know.
now.
I want you to know, Dan, that above everything else, I hate you. Just as a person, we are now enemies. After all these years,
He is our Lord and Savior and Punisher.
That just by nature means I love you, Dan.
there you go. Yeah, the enemy of my enemy.
One more.
Yes, please.
This is from Gizmodo.
Oh, great.
They sound reputable.
Mission Impossible.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, Gizmodo.
That wins the 3. Out of the 3, that wins it.
God, we are such a stereotype.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is sad.
Yeah.
It is sad.
that's the better of the 3, and it's terrible.
They were all terrible.
Yeah, it's
They're
all-
all
it's all
just dreadful.
trash.
But some were better, terrible, and better. I don't know.
Mission
Drink more, you're
Impossible.
easy.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got this. Yeah, it's all
Oh,
awful.
Oh,
that's a damn fine Narragansett.
Is it?
Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
You gonna finish your malt liquor?
Finish that. That's no.
What do you even have it there then?
No, just
Get
so I
rid
can
of
look
it.
at it.
Oh man,
See it,
Nice
throw it
ricochet.
out. Throw it out. Gone. Gone, baby, gone.
wow.
All right, gentlemen, let's bring this back a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
It's actually funny that we were talking about this because we were planning to record a little earlier in the
Yes.
week.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's funny because
Somebody
the
got
reason we
tummy
didn't
ache.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
the reason we didn't record is because I caught something of a stomach bug.
Yes.
So I had a fever, had a headache, all this other stuff, and then what had happened is I ate like a couple bowls of plain spaghetti.
Yep.
And like that.
Yeah.
I'm at least the fever is gone.
Oh well, yeah. It
Back to
aggregated.
homeostasis.
It took the spaghetti, took everything into itself, removed it from your system.
That's
and there
the
you
blessing
go.
of it. Yeah.
Spaghetti is a northern version of aloe.
You shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You've lost a lot of rights here, Moses.
It's just
That's facts.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
it just goes to show though, through pasta, all things are possible.
It's true.
That's true. Possible.
All right, gentlemen, how do you feel about getting the hell out of here?
You
Very
know what?
good.
I feel good about it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to show up this week. I'm happy to not have a bunch of lung butter in my lungs.
That's nice.
And I've had a great time with everybody.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I'm glad you're feeling better. I didn't know you were.
Wow, I didn't
that
know you were
under-
compassionate in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's weird. You even hear him say that.
What was your
Stop
name?
talking. I don't want to hear
Our
anymore.
guest.
Yeah, it's mostly
Who's
upsetting.
our
now.
guest?
There was a sweet spot, and then you should have stopped.
You didn't even.
Dan,
introduce
close us
yourself.
out because there's no ever reputable way to fix this.
Yeah, say all our names.
Okay. You know I do that, right?
Yeah, well, let's say I don't know what his name is.
That's Dan.
Oh, I like this. I like this.
All right, so we're going to do closing thoughts
Yeah.
because we didn't do the intros,
Yeah,
Moses.
that's fine.
So, Moses, closing thoughts.
Fuck you, nerds.
Very good. Closing thoughts, Justin.
Well, that was so insightful. I just had a revelation. You know what? Live for yourself. Have the best time you can. And you know what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
My
Even
God,
the Mona
how did you
Lisa's
say
falling
that
apart.
with the dick in your mouth? Jesus Christ.
Pete. Closing thoughts.
Yes, this is Casper Williams. It's been delightful being here, and I hope to be back on the podcast at some point soon.
Very good. So, with all of that, be sure to subscribe to this podcast, leave us a 5-star review, check us out on YouTube and Rumble. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can also follow us on social media. We are at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Locals. If you enjoyed this podcast, then think about contributing to us on Locals. So, for Justin, Moses, and I've already forgotten your name, so I'm just calling you Pete.
Casper Williams.
Casper Williams.
Sir Williams.
I'm producer Dan. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, this is Loud and Drunk.